Oh
All
no,
right.
it won't let me connect to YouTube.
Okay.
It won't let me connect my YouTube account.
All
That's
right.
all right.
Well, yeah. All right. Cool. Welcome back to the ADHD podcast. This is episode 3. I have one of my best friends, Nathan Anderegg, with us today, and we're gonna be talking about jobs in general. This is like an interesting topic. So if you need job ideas, if you're like a teenager in your house, just like wondering what you want to do with your life, you might want to tune in. It might be fun, but and then again, it might not be helpful at all. This is just give you ideas.
My personal experience.
Exactly, personal experience. So I guess the title. We'll start with the title. What was the worst job you ever had as in your life so far?
The worst job I've ever had so far, well, what I consider the worst job is before technically my first job. It was a seasonal summer part-time job. I picked up rocks in a field. See, they'd have you walking behind a flatbed, like a tractor with a flatbed, carrying a 5-gallon bucket, picking up rocks out of a field.
Oh my!
I did it for like 5 years.
Oh wow!
I think I started when I was, yeah, I started when I was like 12, and I went to the spring before I was 16, and I walked and picked up rocks. That
That
was
is crazy.
probably my worst job.
I've never heard anything like that before. I thought.
Yeah, normally I heard all sorts of stories about people doing detasseling, where once the corn grows, especially here in Iowa, once the corn grows, there's a whole bunch of tassels off the top, which is basically the main stem that just pokes through the top. It has no purpose except for pollinating, and you don't really need that once it's ready to harvest. It just clogs up the system. So they have machines to take off the tassels, but there are some corns that, like some corn stalks that don't grow the same height. So they'll have people walk through the fields and just reach up and rip the tassels off the top of the corn. Normally people do that. No, I did the pre-process where I picked up all of the rocks out of the field before they planted the corn and then detassel.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
quite the time.
Well, that's probably only in Iowa.
It's very much an Iowa job.
Pretty much. Yep. Wow. I don't know if I can follow that, honestly. I don't think I have anything like. Wow, was that your first job, or is that just the weirdest?
Technically, that is my first job. That's what I did first. I didn't. It was since it was summer job, summer part time. You just kind of showed up. You didn't have to sign any paperwork or do anything. You just kind of showed up. And the man, his name's Brad. He's a great guy. But he would assign you to a tractor. You'd hop on the wagon. They'd haul you out to a field because it was only about half a mile away. But you'd sit on top of the flatbed, and they drove you out to the field on the flatbed of the tractor. And then you got off. You'd walked for about 2 hours picking up rocks, dumped your pail onto the flatbed, and once it was full, they went and dumped it, and you did that for about, like, I want to say 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours, where you just go and pick up rocks, and then they're done.
Did you get paid for that, or?
Yeah, they paid you.
Oh, okay. Well, at least that's good. At least that qualifies as something.
No, it's free labor.
Yeah, free labor. Okay. Wow.
It was the time. I got to meet a lot of people that way.
Yeah, it was. Wow. I'm gonna process that for a moment. Anyway, so that's crazy. Let's see. Mine. I was trying to like backtrack as far as I could because it was probably breeding rabbits was my first like job I actually got paid for.
Really?
When we got a rabbit for a pet, and then I had the idea. I was like, we should get a male rabbit because we had a girl, and then it ended up being. I was like, I wonder if we could, get some baby rabbits and sell them.
Yeah.
And so we started that business, and it grew like crazy, to where there was so much doo-doo everywhere that we could there was nowhere we could dump it. We were starting to stink up the neighborhood because there were just piles everywhere, and we had to get rid of them. But it was disgusting. It was so disgusting.
That sounds like quite the job.
It was. And they are nasty creatures. I didn't know. I didn't know that. So nasty.
Ooh.
And they scream like old men. It's really weird.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know why they do that exactly, but
I didn't know rabbits screamed. I thought they would make like a gerbily noise. Kind of like I don't know what kind of noise they would make.
That's exactly what it sounded like. One of them got out of its cage one time, and I had to go chase it around the yard, and I grabbed it, and then it started screaming like that, and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" Yeah, and so that was.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was it was like my first and worst, probably, in a way. I mean, my worst one right now is probably like, probably cleaning. I don't mind it too much, but it's like cleaning a dental office, but it's like
there's highs and lows.
There's very highs and lows. It's just not something that it's not what I like to do. At least Kylan does the toilet, so I don't have to deal with all that. She's got some stories of that.
Well, as long as you don't have to do the dirty work.
As long as I don't have to, yes. That's for women to do.
You just get the floors and everything. And
yeah, exactly. Just get them.
It's a dentist office. They keep it clean anyway.
You would think.
I guess you are the one who's keeping it. I'm the one
There was like they have a little dental pedal at the bottom of the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I was cleaning it one time, and so I was putting it up, and there was a scorpion about that big right under it. And it ran out, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
Ooh.
I think everybody had earbuds in that day, so they didn't hear me scream like a girl, but I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
just screaming at a scorpion.
Yeah, I mean, it was surprising.
Honestly, I would do the same.
Okay, good. I don't see that happening, but I mean, you never know. I guess when you get surprised, you know what your really reflexes are.
True.
I mean, you never know.
You never really know until a giant scorpion runs out at you.
I know. And I thought I was gonna die. I was like, if I get stung, I'm probably gonna die. But that's probably not accurate. It was probably so small, I wouldn't have done that much damage. So, what? Oh yeah, go ahead.
The only story about scorpions I've never really seen scorpions, so I don't know how terrifying they are. Because, well, we don't have scorpions in Iowa. This isn't really a hospitable place for them. They can't survive up here. But the only one I saw was about that big when we took our trip to Oklahoma.
Oh.
And it was just on the floor.
Oh, in Oklahoma? Well, there you go. There you go.
That really is the prime place for them.
I know, they're scary. Well, I mean, I bet they're not like the African ones or whatever where they're like deadly. But
yeah,
the ones here, I mean, they're still kind of scary. You're just like, whoa.
Oh. That's
so
awesome.
that was one of those. All right, next part of the title. What about the best job you've ever had?
All right, this is where it gets confusing. So my worst job is technically my first job, but since it's a summer job, I didn't really consider it like a full-time job. It was only seasonal. My best job was my first job. So the first job I really did, I was the warehouse boy for this company in Dyersville, which is about 30 minutes from my house. Mm-hmm. And what that implied was I managed all of the stock. I managed all of moving everything around where it went. Anytime we got a shipment or I had to pull parts, I did everything. I was the only person in the warehouse. So I was my own manager. The only person who was above me was like the person who set up that shop.
Wow.
It was awesome. I got to drive like forklifts and skyjacks and all that. It was awesome.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was a great time. I'd show up at 7:30 in the morning, work my heart out. I got a free fridge from there, a free mini fridge. Someone had thrown it out. Perfectly working mini fridge. I won't tell you who, but it just so happens that it was the warehouse manager who decided to throw it out. And then the warehouse manager picked it up and took it home.
Took it home.
I cleared it with the higher ups first. I was like, "Hey, do you think we need this?" And they said, "No, you can just throw it out." So I threw it out. And then I went back later that day. I was like, "Hey, so I found this in the junk pile.
In the junk pile.
Can I take this mini fridge home?" And so I took it home. I cleaned out the inside. It was like filled with black mold, which is why I threw it out. But I took a whole bunch of vinegar and I just cleaned, like deep cleaned the entire thing, took out the plastic insides and just deep cleaned everything, sprayed it off with our power washer, put it all back together. It all works fine. So I gave it to Graham, my brother, as a Christmas gift.
Nice.
We still have it. It still works perfectly. It's
Does
awesome.
he know how? Does he know it had black mold in it?
Yeah, I told him the whole story
Okay.
and how I think I let like I coated the inside with vinegar, like dish soap and then vinegar and then dish soap, spread it out and then coated the inside with vinegar and just let it sit out in the sun for like a day. Just to be sure there was nothing left to like kill it all. And it was awesome.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
It
mini
was a
fridges
great
don't
time.
come cheap now.
No,
These are cool.
they're expensive. When he moved, he went and moved in with Evan. They're renting a house from our cousin, but they bought their own mini fridge for that place for the upstairs area, since it's a pretty small, as far as mini fridges go, it's on the smaller end. But it's still here, and I've been tempted to just take it up to the shop and just use it up there.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna just put it up there until someone notices.
I need to see this mini fridge now. I'm curious.
Go get it. It's like in the other room. It's
not their house anymore?
No, it's here. They left it since
okay.
they bought a new one.
Oh, okay.
They got one with a freezer on top instead of just the fridge.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's a tiny little thing.
It's a little baby guy. It's about that tall.
Oh wow.
It's
like almost an ice chest almost.
Really? It's cool. A great time. It was that was my favorite job, working at that warehouse. My first and favorite job.
That's cool. Let's see. My first one was and favorite probably was working for our neighbor. He's like an awesome guy, but he told me he's like, how much do you want me to pay you an hour? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, well, you need to decide this, because this is, I want you to. He's like, know what you're worth. And I said I want $20 an hour. He's like, okay, done. But I worked for it pretty hard because we were doing like creeks and mulch and all that, like yard work, and very intense yard work. So that was fun. That's really fun times. I still help him from time to time. But that was like my first like job because. And then probably one of my favorites right now is like, and you go through spurts with like a full-time or a part-time job, like where you're going there every day. It's the post office probably is. I really enjoy it still. There's phases where I don't. I'm like, I wish I could, but I enjoy it.
That's awesome. As long as you enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, well, and we've had employees leave And now I get more responsibility, or like they rely on me more, and then it's more like, okay, I have work to do now.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Cool.
awesome.
And I mean, definitely the top favorite's YouTuber. I get to do stuff like this all the time. Man, this is awesome.
I was about to say, like, do you not like this at
No,
all?
no, I love it. I was like, this is the best part. Probably, this is definitely my all-time favorite for sure.
Oh,
It's just not really a job yet, because I mean, it's a job, but it doesn't make anything yet. I shouldn't say that.
it's a hobby as of now.
It's starting out as a hobby in the hope
Developing.
that it would turn into a more sustainable type of thing. But
Yeah.
alrighty, all right. And what's
Awesome.
current? I mean, I already said that I'm still doing YouTube and post office and music. But what about you currently?
Yeah. Currently, I am working as a lube tech, so just like entry level oil changes, tire rotations, mountain balance tires. I've been trying to work my way up the ladder to a just main shop tech. Well, I'm supposed to be a main shop tech, but I only do lube tech stuff. I work for an automotive dealership, so for a Ford dealership in about 15 minutes from here in Manchester. So that's a lot of fun. That's my current job.
That's cool. Any like crazy stories from there?
Ooh. Crazy stories? Not yet. Oh, actually, I do have a crazy story. So when I started there, I was dared to tell the general manager, he's a big time weightlifter, bodybuilder type guy, huge into physique and staying healthy, and he's like massive. Like he's totally shredded. It's like 210 pounds of pure muscle. It's insane to look at the guy. But I was dared the first week I was there by my coworker. He's our only he's our sales advisor, so he sells the jobs that we work on as technicians. I was dared to tell him that I'm in a physique competition or a bodybuilding competition. And I did. And 3 months later, I actually competed because I was pressured into it from my manager.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so that's why you did it.
He got so excited with me doing it. He got so excited that like I built his hopes up.
Oh,
and I can't remember if it was, I think it was 2 months. So in 2 months, I put on 3 pounds to bulk up and then dropped like 15 to be in this competition that I had never thought of doing before. And that has got to be my craziest experience.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's awesome. I got a medal for it. I got first place, and the medal's like that big. I think I sent you a picture, but yeah, it's like hanging in my room.
That's awesome. I mean, what an accomplishment.
I mean, I never have to do it again.
Exactly.
I can say I already did bodybuilding.
And you can say you've won too, so that's
I got first place. I never have to do it again.
That's what we got bragging rights in our band. The only band competition we ever won was we got first place out of 2 bands, and we were the second band, and they were a bunch of little kids, and we were like, yeah, we have the trophy.
A win is a win.
It is.
That's what I'm saying. Like I never have to tell anybody that I was the only person really in my rank, because I did novice, which is you've never done a competition before. It was me and one other guy. They rate you in the morning. There's 2 classes. There's a morning class and an evening class where they rate you in the morning and they give out the awards at night. He didn't show up for the evening one, so I got auto first place. I never have to tell anybody that.
No, you shouldn't have to. I mean, like, that's fine.
Exactly. First place is first place.
It helps. You can just say, we're an award-winning bluegrass band.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works.
It's awesome. Works most of the time until they start asking questions. Then it gets
So they're like, "What's this plastic
complicated.
trophy for?" And I'm like, "I think that was made in China, actually, but I'm not sure." Anyway,
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, that's probably the craziest thing that I've done at that job. That's the craziest story I have, is winning first place in a physique competition because I switched jobs.
I never knew why you did it. That's what I was. That's funny because I knew you did it. I was like, I didn't know why. What was the reasoning behind that?
No, yeah, I've told a lot of people that story. They're always, every time I see someone from bluegrass, because we travel to Missouri or Oklahoma or Kansas, and they always say, "Hey, I saw your mom's Facebook post about you being on a stage shirtless in shorts." That was me. I did that. And I have to explain. I either explain the whole story or just say, "Yeah, I did it, so now I never have to do it again."
It's like I just had to say. I was just curious.
I had to try it. I had to try it at least once.
Try at least. Oh man. You see how this podcast works? They just get off topic like, "Oh, that was great."
Hey,
It has
ADHD.
nothing to do. No.
ADHD. It's the best
exactly.
use.
Oh man, that was great. This is the best one so far for sure.
I'm glad.
It is. All right. I was saying where are my notes? Oh, what? Okay. You can apply this to yourself, or you can just say it out there. Like if we're pretending viewers are going to watch this in the future, what's the most disgusting job someone can have?
Ooh.
You can do top 3, top 5, just one. I don't care.
The most disgusting job anyone could have. Oh, I don't know. Animals. All right, I'm gonna go on a rant here and rate some of the ones that I would consider most disgusting. This is getting off topic, but ADHD. I gotta think these things through. So the most disgusting one I would think off the top of my head, the most disgusting one I can think of is like anything to work with like cleaning animal stalls, especially like we're talking large scale like hog farms or cow farms where they just breed and raise these animals to either get sold so then they can be milk cows, or like breeding pigs, or like chickens and all of that to be sent off to different farms. Because with that large scale there comes the large scale of there's that much more waste, there's that much more mess to deal with. So I'm debating between that and like garbage disposal, like
something
New
like
York garbage trash man, where you see like, oh, glamorous life of New York City, and it has, I saw this video one time. It was someone made a video with the voice to text, "What's it like living in New York City?" And they had a video of a trash compactor on the back of like a trash truck squishing down and just liquids shooting out.
Oh,
I was so disgusted. Just straight out onto the street. And I was like, I didn't know that's how it worked. So either like large scale animal breeding and selling, or trash compactor, like garbage man.
I would agree with that.
Big city garbage man. If I was to rate them, I would probably put big city garbage man first, because you don't know where the garbage.
Yeah, you don't know where that stuff's coming from.
Like, I don't know where that juice is. I don't know what that juice is or where it's been.
I don't even want to know.
At least the pig, like I can get a relationship. Like I can, how like you make a relationship with dogs or something. Like there's like a one-sided, like I know your name, I raised you from a puppy. You're my dog. You can do that with like pigs and cows. Like I raised you from babies. You know me. I know you. I'm doing this as a favor to you. Meanwhile, trash, it's just trash. There's nothing behind it.
Especially when it squirts out of the back of
exactly. You go home and you're just completely sopping wet from just
whatever
random jungle juice from the street. It's disgusting.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah. That would probably be the worst, most disgusting job I can think of.
Those are good options. I was like, see, my ADHD mind goes to something in Ohio, but I was
Oh, Ohio, the anomaly of that state.
Yeah, that's where I went, but I was we'll say a big city garbage man in Ohio. That's about as worse as it gets right there.
Yeah, like Cincinnati, Ohio.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh.
That'd be bad. Ooh.
That would be. Oh. Yeah, that's my top pick.
All right, yeah. There we go. I don't want to get on a rant about Ohio, so we'll just move on to the next question. Okay, what's a random job? So if someone's like looking for jobs, or they're like, I want something random. What would be something interesting?
A random job. Oh. Lawn mowing is too basic. That's way too basic of a job. Same with snow plowing. It's got to be more like spur of the moment. I know some people who decided, you know what, I'm just going to fix lawnmowers, like push lawnmowers, which I feel that's kind of random, but not like as random as some.
There's like, I was just thinking of random jobs. There's like, I think in a dental office, I'm not going to quote on this. I forgot. I should have checked this with my dad. I think there's like a person that just cleans the stuff. Okay. All right. Hang on.
Their whole job is just to clean medical equipment.
Yes. That's what I meant. Yeah. The stuff, the medical equipment. The stuff.
I mean, that makes sense. You wouldn't want to do a procedure with dirty medical equipment. Like going to someone's mouth with just a dirty drill. Sorry, this is on its third use
like,
today.
Oh, I forgot to wash it. It's like I'm putting cavities in.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. I mean, I was trying to think. There was one I had. I lost it. It was
as far as random goes, just off the top of my head, random pop-up shirt productions. Like, you know, you go in, if you like walk into a mall, there's always one kiosk with like 37 shirts that have different prints, all 30 of them being Marvel characters and 7 being anime. And they're just like, there's this one little, it's like a 4 foot by 2 foot area. They have a small booth, shirts, and then they just say, "We print shirts" on the top. I have to say, I think it's just we print shirts. Like those mall kiosks. Those are probably the most random because they're unpredictable. Like it's either stuffed animals, phone cases, or shirts.
That's about it.
It's only
sometimes
those
mugs.
Yeah, sometimes mugs. It's only those 4. I'd have to say the shirts is the most random. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty random. The mall. There's a lot of random jobs at the mall.
There is quite a lot of random jobs.
Like that. There's this one at our mall. They have these little tiny cars that the kids can drive. around, and it's like,
Oh yeah, like the little
Yeah.
scooter ones.
you like squat inside of them. Yeah, that one. And it's like, okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting
I've always wanted to ride on those, but I was never
Me too,
allowed to as a child. And now I'm way too old, so people would just think it's creepy.
Yeah.
So it's
I
always
probably
just been
smashed
like
it.
I would be driving into people, like knocking people over, finding
they
my
were just
friends
like-
in the mall and just trip them. Mall security would kick me out before I would hop off that thing, I will say.
And you really couldn't get away on them either.
No, they only go like a maximum of 0.5 miles an hour.
0.5. Oh, it's gonna take
They're like-
forever to get down this hallway.
They're like slightly slower than walking speed.
Yeah. So you can't really hit anybody with them either. You're just like, well, I don't know.
No, you spend most of your time catching up. Like those old electric scooters that they made for like senior citizens. Just reversing.
I had to ride one at Walmart when I broke my leg, and I was like,
Oh,
I've always wanted to ride one of these. It's gonna be so fun. And I got on it, and oh my goodness, those things. It was like there's only one pedal, and you push it, and it goes like ding, 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 and then it stops. You're like, and then your end of my leg is like it's not. It was almost more painful. Like I just rather walk at that point.
yeah.
It was not good.
Just prefer to just go on foot.
Oh yeah, those are bad. The ones at Silver Dollar City though, those are luxury. Those are nice.
They're high quality. They can
Very
afford
high
the good
quality.
ones there.
You
Meanwhile,
couldn't get up a
Walmart,
hill with the Walmart ones, that's for sure. And they die real easy. So they're dead, and it's like, well, and you're in the middle of the store.
just stuck. Like they just have to radio over the comms. Help needed on aisle 36. Aisle 36A.
And they're just put you in a shopping cart and then drive you to the front. It's faster. They're like, I'm not pushing this.
I'm not pushing that thing. We'll just get a whole bunch of extension cords and charge it from there.
Just charge it from there.
Close off the aisle. Just put red tape. Like the yellow caution tape.
Oh man, those things. Oh,
that is hilarious. How'd you break your leg?
Have I never told you?
I never knew.
Well, so it was an ATV accident. We were at our farm. It was a church get together.
Mm-hmm.
And so our dad was like, he's like, don't go over 20 miles an hour. It was brand new. We were just breaking it in. We had to like go to get it going. And then there's this like little hill in the back of the property. And all of our friends were riding in it. And I was standing in the back because there's no room. And then two of them were like, all right, I'm going to drive and you're going to push the pedals. And so we went over the bump at like 25 or something. And I went flying up in the air and then came back down. We heard this massive like crunch over the motor. And I was like, this doesn't feel right, guys. This doesn't feel right.
Something feels off about this.
I know. I was like, yeah, something feels really off about it. It's like it doesn't feel right. And then we got back to there. We had church like around a bonfire, or whatever, and we went home. And I'm like, this is really hurting. And my mom's like, oh, you probably just sprained it. It's fine.
Mm.
And so I was like, okay. So I climb in my bunk bed and go to sleep. Because I'm on the top. And I was in pain all night long. And I was like, this is not. I've sprained my ankle before. This is not good.
This is not sprained ankle pain. Sprained ankle pain is like some other.
And it kind of looks weird. Like it's kind of dangling a little bit too. I don't know.
It's a little bit purple.
Yeah. So the next day I was like, I think we need to just go get it checked out just because I need to have peace of mind that this is not broken. And sure enough, we go there and they're like, yeah, it's pretty broken. It might need surgery. Small possibility. Small possibility. And we were like, oh, okay. They're like, I want you to go to this doctor. So I went to that doctor and they're like, oh, it's definitely broken. It might need surgery. Like there's a 10% chance. So go see this doctor. So I went to go see that doctor and he's like, yeah, it's broken. It's going to need surgery. And we're like, oh, dang it.
I like the progressive, small possibility it'll need surgery. There's about a 10% chance it'll need surgery. They had to start giving you percentiles.
And then they were like, oh yeah, definitely 100%. I like spiral cracked it and popped like 3 arteries that no one ever pops. They're like, how did you do this?
What did you do? You broke it so bad. We've never seen it this way before.
And so I ended up having 2 surgeries on it. One was to get the metal out because I was like, I don't want metal in my leg. And then it started healing, and we had to do therapy. The
physical therapy is probably the worst after breaking a bone.
Well, the guy, my therapist, he's a football player.
Oh.
He's like 6'2", all muscle, and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna kind of loosen up your leg a little bit. This was the first day we went to therapy, and it's still kind of sore. And I'm scared to walk on it because I'm like, it's I haven't been on it for like 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, this is really good. And he just, oh my goodness. The first pull yanked me almost off the table.
Oh.
He's like, I told you to hang on to the back of the table. And I was like, oh no. Please don't.
Hold on, wait. Let me resituate. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was that first couple days was brutal.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, is there anybody else that can hold on?
Is there someone in the back? Are you hiding someone in the back that I can talk to and have this done?
And there was like, I think it was mainly men therapists. There was like one woman at the time, and she worked on me one time, and that was even worse. Really? I was like, she's gonna be real nice and gentle. Nope. No.
They never are.
Nope, never. Not the therapy people. Yeah, but they fixed it, so that was good.
Well, that's good.
At least that's good. After I came out of anesthesia, I played banjo in the middle of the night. Partially planned before I went into surgery, but
just like partially as in like you weren't quite like you only played a little bit, or like you couldn't.
No, I meant I planned it before I went into surgery. I was like, because I was in my mom and dad's room, and I was like, so I'm gonna pretend to be loopy and then play the banjo. But I was loopy at the time, because that's kind of what happens when I come out from being under. And so so I was half and half. Like I was enough aware to where I could play a little bit, and I was enough to where I videoed it. I videoed it.
Just aware enough to be considered a banjo player.
And just enough to where my mom knew I was fake. I was actually sober. Because she came in, she's like, stop it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh. That's hilarious.
So that was, I don't know where I was going with this.
I think I asked you broke your leg because we were talking about the scooters. How we got to the scooters, I have no idea.
The scooters.
We were talking about Walmart scooters.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. And that's where it went. Okay, Walmart scooters.
I don't remember how it got to the Walmart scooters, but it got to the Walmart scooters and then to broken bones. The wonders of ADHD.
Exactly. How did that get from random jobs? I don't even remember. All right. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, what about the most entertaining job?
The most entertaining job that I've ever had, or that
It can be either. Or like, I mean, you can't say an entertainer because that's kind of cliche in a way.
the most entertaining job to be a magician. No. No. The most entertaining job I've ever had was my second job, which was my first time diving into automotive. I worked with a lot of weird people. Like, I'm talking like a lot of weird people. Every day at work was like it was a mystery. It was like opening a mystery box. You know, you walk in the door and you never know what today's gonna hold. I know I'm at least working on like 20 cars today, but what everybody's gonna be doing, I don't know. They could all be completely loopy. I don't know. Half of them could be sleep deprived, and the other half just not show up.
Whoa.
It was
Whoa.
it was like severe entertainment factor, and it was awesome because on Saturdays I worked Saturdays, and they always supplied free food. So I got like
There you
free
go.
walking tacos every Saturday. It was
Nice.
awesome.
That was pretty cool.
So that was my most entertaining job. But the most entertaining job I think anyone could have. Ooh.
I was gonna say husband, but no, forget I said that.
Oh,
ooh,
babysitter.
Babysitter. Yeah.
I say that because Jillian was a babysitter for a little while, and she had stories every day.
Oh no.
She would do babysitting from, I think, 9 in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon. No, wait. No, it wasn't 9 in the morning. It was like 4 in the afternoon until 6 or 7 in the afternoon. Because the kid, he had school. I think he had preschool. And then his parents worked, but they had weird hours. So they were home during the day, and then they were gone a little into the night, but then not too long. But she had stories every night. Like, she'd come back and she'd tell me like, yeah, I just took him to the park. We went to the ice cream shop today. Yeah, we drove around Manchester for like 30 to 40 minutes. Decided to go to the skate park with no scooters, walked around the equipment, and then went back to his house and just hung out and played Legos. The most entertaining job I can think of.
That is
my little
really
sister's. It was her first part-time
and
job.
that's like me every single day, pretty much.
Exactly. Exactly. Just having little siblings, most entertaining job in the world.
I think Cameron today, actually, I was watching a football game, and he has a slingshot with a Nerf bullet in it, and Ryan and him sneak up, and he's like, I'm gonna aim, and you're gonna pull it back, and went. And I was like, ooh. That actually kind of stung a little bit on it. Ooh.
That'll leave a welt. It's like the safe version of airsoft. Is that what they just built right
It
there?
almost felt like that. That like they pulled it back pretty far. It's like, oh, it kind of stings.
A lot of momentum behind that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
most entered. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, those are some good jobs. So if you guys want to be entertained, then definitely go with babysitting. If you're a girl, I mean, if you're a guy that doesn't really, we need to come up with one for a guy because no one's really gonna hire that.
I thought about doing babysitting for a while. I was like, oh, this would be a great job, great first time job. I was like 13. 12, 13. I was like, I'm going to be a babysitter. I'm going to be the coolest babysitter. I'm going to take him to get ice cream. We're going to go out. We're going to go shopping. Just to look around at like Lego and stuff. Because I was really obsessed with Lego. I still am. I have literally the light stand for my light. I told you about my light before.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. That's my light stand. It's the perfect height. It's awesome. Still sealed. It's awesome. But yeah, I thought about doing that as a kid. And then growing up, I was like, I feel like being a babysitter as a guy is just kind of weird.
It's just kind of weird.
It's like, yeah, I want to hang out with your kids all day.
I forgot if it was a Tim Hawkins joke or if it was some other comedian. He's like, you can go to the mall and this lady will come up to your kid. She's like, oh, it's so cute, blah blah blah. Like, if I went in there and I did that, I would get escorted out of the mall.
Yeah, it's like you're a parent. You walk into a mall with like your son.
Yeah.
And a girl, like an 18-year-old girl walks up to you like, oh, you're such a handsome little man. Save him for me. I'm going to be back when he's older. If you did that as a guy, you're getting arrested immediately.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
You're done. But yeah, that's a hilarious bit. You're right. You're right.
I wanted to be a principal when I was younger because I thought you just spanked kids all day. But
I'm sure a lot of that wanting to spank kids comes from your being an older sibling.
Yeah, I guess it just maybe that's why I have control issues, but
just repressed.
Yeah, just
we'll not.
That would be an entertaining job.
That would be super entertaining. Though you'd have to deal with.
This is something only the boys will get.
I get to yell at children all day.
Yeah, I mean the joy that brings a man you will never understand. I don't know why, but it kind of it's I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not gonna.
That's hilarious.
Go there.
What's the most entertaining job for a guy? All right. I'm only saying this because a mid. I have never heard of a mid-husband, and I've never thought of the concept of a mid-husband until now. It's just a guy, like the midwife deals with the wife during the home. The mid-husband, he just entertains the dad.
Yes, okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I like that better than what I was thinking.
He sits with the dad in like the dining room, just sits down and reclines, just hands on his chest like this, like a cold Arnold Palmer sitting on the table. Just go fishing lately. That's all they do.
He brings his tools and he's like, so you want to go? I brought this car. You want to go fix the car?
You want to go fix the car? We could hang this light fixture. I heard you're trying to put together this new shelving unit for your garage.
That's a good idea. Come on. Why is that not a job? Is crazy. I never thought of that.
That's awesome. That is, I guess that's what like best friends are for.
I guess
like bros.
So. I never thought about a mid-husband being like that. I just thought it would be a midwife, but a mid-husband. Like that's what
rent a bro.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's a random and
that's a great. You should put that. You should try that out. Try that. That's a summer job.
Like I'll be the world's first mid-husband to
mid-husband handyman.
Like bring stuff to entertain the dads.
Yeah. It's like what I am with my friend. He lives like 10 minutes from here. He bought his first house and I'm super happy for him. But it's a fixer-upper and he's got fixer-upper cars. And so I was actually over there this afternoon, and he showed me he ripped out his bathtub. He's putting in a new one because there was mold behind it. So he's fixing the mold problem because it was just sealed wrong. Mm-hmm. And then he's going to put in a new fixture, but he's redoing his whole house. And I'll just go over like Friday or Saturday or something like that. And I'll just spend the day there, just show up at random. Like, hey, I brought some tools. You know?
In the back.
So I guess, yeah, being a mid-husband, that would be probably the most entertaining job. So you're just gonna hang out with guys all day.
Yeah, we're gonna start that. This is gonna be this is the start of a new career path for people.
Yeah, we gotta make a website.
Make a website.
Rent
a mid-husband.
Rent a husband.
Rent a husband.
I was thinking either that or what was it? Mascot. Being a mascot for the most entertaining job for a guy, because you just get to walk around grandstands.
And I heard
for like 2.5 hours and just mess with people, and they're totally fine. Like they're on board. They're cheering you on as you're like throwing popcorn at people. It's awesome.
That would be fun. Mascot.
Mid-husband mascot.
I heard the NFL mascots make more than like, I think it was like 120,000 a year or something.
Really?
Or it was something crazy. I was like, what in the world? I was like, they were comparing it to like, who's more, they were like doing a question and answer. It's like, who's more successful, a doctor or an NFL mascot or something? I was like, oh my goodness.
If it's based off of just like, because the doctors, now you have school debt. So I guess it is really mascot.
Well, yeah,
there's no school debt. It's just you go around messing with people or cheering on your team.
And you don't say a thing the whole time.
No, you don't have to say a word. You just go anywhere. No one's gonna stop you. Who's gonna stop you? The team.
That's how you get into a game. For free.
You are the representation.
Exactly. I would do that. Oh, that's awesome. We need to get a mascot. I would love to be a mascot. I would truly
mascot. That'd be awesome.
I could do that.
That'd be sick. That or mid-husband. Handyman mid-husband.
That's gonna be
your
a
own
thing.
website.
It's gonna be a thing now. That's gonna be a joke now.
Start our own website. Mid-husband for sale.
Mid-husband for sale. And it's like, depending on your skill level, you can charge from $5 an hour to $50, depending on what you can do.
What you're doing, how long you take, how much time you spend on a specific job.
Oh yeah, no. The husband has to fill out a form. It's like, do you like talking more, or do you like?
Are you a talker? Are you a shopper?
You're a shopper.
Just hire. It's like entertainment for your husband on the days that he's home.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that is. I feel like at that point, with that kind of on look at it, it would be more of a sale for like the wife, because they buy if they want their husband. They're like, I mean, honey, I love you, but like, I need some time. I'm just gonna rent this mid-husband for you. I can go hang out with the girls. You seem to be super, like you're introverted. This guy is gonna be perfect for you. He's gonna be great for you. I'll fill out this form that fits your exact personality. I'll rent you a best friend. Well, I go out. I'm just spend the day out with my friends, and you can spend the day with this mid-husband that I hired for you.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that is.
You could run wild with that. You could totally run.
You could do whatever. Be like, are you an outgoing? Is he an outgoing guy? Is he an introverted guy? Does he like shopping? Does he like projects? Then you could just customize.
Yeah, you could just customize. You just pick whatever. It's like, oh, you matched with this guy.
Like, ding, it's a match.
Man.
Oh.
I'm really surprised. I bet there's got to be something like that.
There's got to be.
There's got to be.
No way that IP has just gone that far.
I know there's like Rent a Friend website. because I tried it one time, like to be some like I didn't need I wasn't gonna rent a friend, but I was,
Do you need to talk to someone random? Are you trying to rent a friend for a day?
Yeah, I needed to. I had some things I had to work through.
Just needed someone to hang out with. Needed someone to be around. Oh,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That was not supposed to. That was not. I don't know. I don't know why I said that.
It is very similar to Rent a Friend, the concept that we were going
Exactly. Yeah, it's similar to that. Like, I mean, the main goal of it would be to like distract the husbands while the wife's giving birth. That was the whole thing. It wasn't more
That's
like
the original.
Then it turned into more like
you can expand on it however you want, I guess.
I guess you can have different levels.
Yeah. Full distraction. They leave the house,
Or it's like
they leave the house for a few hours and come back.
You can fill out this form if your wife is having a baby. You fill out this form if you're bored.
Yeah.
And then
if you're bored, and this form if your wife just wants time alone.
And then this one if you just got married and you need some
Exactly. You need help like building like, oh, we just bought a house. I'm a new husband. I haven't acquired the skill. It's like you haven't acquired the skill of that every dad has of they know how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. Every dad that I've ever talked to, like if they get once they reach the point of like they have 5 years of experience being a father, they know how to do everything. Like they're just gifted with the knowledge. They've built every sort of shelf that you could ever imagine. They've remodeled their house. They've built bed frames, chairs, tables. They've started websites. They've done all of this stuff.
They've done all of it. Yeah.
They've started their own company for a short while. Shout out to all the dads.
Yes,
all the
you're
dads
awesome. You do a lot more than you think you do. We don't just
you
spend
do a
your
lot
money.
More.
we don't.
You're greatly appreciated.
Yes, for sure.
Exactly.
All right.
And they're always like, after 5 years, who needs a therapist when you have a dad?
He's a therapist.
Exactly. Go talk to your father. He's a great listener, I promise. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, we're keeping that in mind. Well, all right. I guess we're almost about at an hour. So, like, if you could have any job and be successful at it, what would you do?
Ooh.
We'll wrap up with this, I guess.
Any job and be successful at it. I think more recently, especially with building my PC and getting really into technological stuff, I think opening a tech store. That would probably have my own like mom and pop shop where people drop off. So I've been getting like now that I've been researching a lot of how-tos and all this stuff and how to set up and program and all that stuff. So now every suggestion that comes up on YouTube is tech related. One way or the other. It's either tech or Minecraft, but Minecraft is like very few. It's those two. So it would probably be owning my own like tech shop. Like where I build, work on
those do really well though.
Source computer stuff. Yeah.
That would be fun.
I've very much noticed that there is no tech shop in Manchester or Strawberry Point or I think there's nothing in Coggan either. So there's a gap. There's a gap where I live.
Dude, you might as well chase that. I don't know.
I might just buy a storefront or rent a storefront in Manchester where they have because it's an old town. So they have the brick storefronts.
Yeah. That would be really cool. I've been getting into that too. I was like, I would love to learn more hardware stuff. I'm always on software, but not hardware. So
Yeah,
to learn
more
how to,
hardware and processing and all that. That'd be super cool.
that'd be cool. I would love to learn how to like replace parts in the actual machine and not just the software. Because
Yeah.
oh my goodness, I work a lot more with software issues, and it is terrible.
Yeah, I don't know how to do the software. It's the hardware. I've that's what I started on. That's what. Well, I kind of learned how to do some software. I have a thumb drive. This here, this has a copy of Windows 10 that took me 4 hours to. I have 4 hours to research and to figure out and to upload from my laptop onto my now computer. 4 hours to get this working. So it's one of my prized possessions. That's the most amount of software I've ever done in a computer.
I had to learn how to reformat a USB drive.
Ooh.
Because so I was editing the videos for like that wedding, and they wanted us to put on USB drives because it was too large of a file. But for some reason it wasn't compatible with the drive, and I was like, oh no.
Whoa.
So I had to erase everything that was on it and then make it available in both Windows and Mac.
Ooh.
And that was a fun process to learn. That was a YouTube search. I was like, how do I even search for this?
That is a YouTube process if ever I've heard one.
Oh, it was crazy. Yep. It's fun to learn all that stuff.
That is super fun.
And like learning, actually another thing like with hardware is like learning Lego electronics, like all the motors, because they burn out and I have to look at the circuits and figure out why.
Yeah, which one of these failed, which component is to blame here.
And that's fun, but I'm not good at it. I have not shocked myself yet. I will at some point though, probably.
Eventually, it's gonna happen. Yeah, I was lucky when it comes to like learning how to run hardware and what to look for and what not to. Because since I built my first computer, it made it really simple. Because then everything I look for is now like everything I look for. I understand what kind of what it does, like the rough idea of what it does. So that makes it a lot more simple.
That's cool. How much? So what was like? What did you put in your PC?
As far as components, or
yeah, like I guess memory and.
So as of right now, what I have in there is a. Oh, I have the box. I'm gonna grab the box real quick.
Okay. He's gonna go grab his box, I guess. A box. Is that a bird in the back? Oh, that is the bird that laid eggs. So that bird laid eggs. Oh, hey, what's up?
Are you talking about how my bird lays
I was
eggs?
talking about the bird back there.
Yeah, that's my bird. Her name is Joy. She's happy sometimes.
I heard it earlier. It was like,
yeah. She squeaks a lot. Joy, come here. Come here. It's fine. Don't worry about
it. There it is.
We're gonna explore PC parts with my guest.
All right.
This is my guest for my guest starring on the show. So what I have in it for GPU right now, this is a RX 660. It's Radium AMD, that's a pretty good. It's a reliable brand when it comes to. My bird doesn't like it when I bend down a lot, so we're just gonna put her on my knee. We're just gonna put you right there. So it's a reliable GPU. I actually bought this from a coworker. He was getting rid of a lot of his old his old PC parts, and that's where I bought my CPU and motherboard. But then and this, but this came separate from those two. So I got that in there. I have a what is it? Ryzen 3 3100. It's the 3rd gen Ryzen. I have a 750 watt power supply from EVGA, and I have 2 terabytes of M.2 storage, which is the fastest storage you can get.
No,
I
that's
actually
nice. That's nice.
Originally I had bought this micro one, which we thought, oh, this will work. It's just this mini Corsair 1 terabyte storage unit, which this little guy, he's tiny. It's just this little thing.
Oh, okay.
Just this little thing. It's so small. But originally I ordered this because I thought, oh, this will be perfect. It's just a small drive, and if I need, it's 1 terabyte and I can upgrade. Look how small. This thing is tiny. This is as big as 2 of my fingers. That's what we had originally purchased, but after looking at PC Part Picker, which is just a website you can go to, it's free to use, great asset if you're building your own computer. After going to PC Part Picker, it kept saying that this was not compatible with the motherboard, and I was so confused as to why. I was like, it's thing's got an M.2 slot, which is what this is. It's just a different type of storage. I don't know why it wouldn't be compatible. We got it and came to find out that this is for like one of those tabletop like pocket computers that's about that big.
Oh, okay.
Where they're literally only there for like storage, or it's like a glorified hard drive.
Oh, basically,
and it was
hard drive.
Yeah, it's so we quickly discovered that wasn't going to work, and we bought a M.2 drive, a 2 terabyte drive from Walmart of all places. I didn't know you could get them. Well, I knew you could get them there purely based on coincidence, and he didn't know you could get them there. And he's been building PCs for a little while.
Oh.
He's been building his own PC for a while, and he learned something new. I learned something new. I learned how to build a computer. It was awesome.
That is cool. Yeah, that's what I did with my PC. I don't have 2 terabytes though, but that I just
from Walmart, it's like really cheap.
Really cheap. Oh, for sure. This was what I just got. Wait, can I pull it around? This guy. Dun, dun, dun.
Ooh. Fancy.
Because my PC's, I couldn't handle the editing, and I was like, well.
Yeah, my PC currently is
your PC will have no problem with that.
Editing and storage wise, we're good. Meanwhile, so that's the internals. The internals are what I just said, and I got 32 gigabytes of RAM. Which I bought with, that was separate, but it was still, he had it, so I bought the RAM from him too. The case, however, that was one thing he didn't have that I couldn't buy from him. Walmart doesn't supply one. So I went on eBay, and he said, oh yeah, any medium or full tower would work. Like any small full tower, just look for a deal. Generally, eBay, you want to be careful on what you buy. You want to double check, triple check, and check everything, what it is, the quality, and just kind of, give it a good look over before you buy it. This case, I guess I didn't look into it enough. The problem isn't that, it's like too small or it wasn't high quality. It's a great case. It's a great quality case. I bought it from eBay. It was like, with shipping, $80. I'm going to show you right now what it is. This case was $80. Normally it's $160. I don't know why it was that cheap, but this is my PC.
Mm.
This is my
Whoa.
hand for comparison.
It's huge.
This is my phone. I have an iPhone 12. It is massive. This thing is this is twice as tall as my laptop sideways.
Oh.
I can fit my whole laptop in this little cubby. Inside of this cubby, it'll fit, and I can close this. It's insanely massive. So I will never have to upgrade cases. I'm only ever just gonna run the one. It's I'm just gonna change the internals every like 4 years.
Are you using a Windows 10 or 11 on this one?
I'm on Windows 10. Windows 10 was the easiest to update.
For sure.
Or it was the easiest to get onto the thumb drive. Windows 11 kept telling me that the file size was not compatible.
Yeah.
And it was being upset at my laptop because my laptop's not even, well, Jillian's laptop now, I sold it to her. Jillian, it's not compatible with Windows 11 or didn't have it already.
Okay.
Didn't have it installed, so it kept making a big fuss. Like, no, you got to get it. You got to get the update before we can do anything as far as you downloading it onto a thumb drive.
I guess 10's still the standard. I guess 10's still the standard because
it still runs everything I need it to, and I can figure out a way to update it.
I don't really like 11. We had to rechange ours at the post office, so we had to reprogram to 11.
Oh.
But yeah, it was so. I
bet. Oh.
All right. Well, we went a while, so I was gonna. Well, thanks for joining us on the podcast for a whole bunch of different types of jobs, and then we went down a whole bunch of rabbit holes and stuff. But anyway, that was fun, and we'll see you in the next episode.